trying to figure out this at the moment, like on the daily. Okay, I'll show you what I see. Okay, um, when I zoomed out on the daily, I noticed that this current price is actually below this high. It is still above this support. So right now we're actually looking, right now where we're at is actually like a support level, and then the next support um, is going to be here, which is the previous, um, when was this? This was, let's look at the date for this one. It was quite some time back. This was in 2017, okay, before the crazy rise. What's interesting also is that this recent high breaks the downtrend from previously, because as you can see, this line is formed by the middle moving average. Basically, it has made a higher high since this point. Okay. However, um, in order to keep up in an uptrend, it needs to stay above this low. And to stay within a consolidation, it needs to stay within this level, because then it will be a consolidation. Now, when I drop down to the lower time frame, this is the M30. In the M30, I see that there is a growing divergence. A divergence basically means that there are higher highs on the RSI or the stochastics, and there is a series of higher lows or equal lows in the chart, which is happening right now. And another thing that I tend to believe in when I trade, and I do this a lot, if you look at my videos, you will see that I think I entered the wrong one. You will see that I would tend to draw like a pair of lines to mark out a consolidation range. This is not a triangle because we do not have 5 points. And within this range, I'm just going to count the number of greens and the reds. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 greens. And how many reds do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the greens actually outnumber the reds, and usually this determines which direction it's going to break out. However, the crypto market is usually very unpredictable, and it's very herd instinct driven, and it's very news driven. There is possibility that it can actually test the recent low, which is here, before actually moving up. I can imagine that the volume right now is quite low. I'm not actually able to see any volume stats here, but I can just imagine that it's low right now. We're going to go up to a 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour chart, I look at the number of candles in the same way. So let's count. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 red candles and 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles. So this actually means that there's a likelihood that it can go down. Okay, so down to where? That's the unknown. Okay, so down to 80, 90, down to the 7300. That's also possible. I'm looking at the H4 chart. This one seems to be the best among the couple of charts that we're looking at. And I'm looking out for signs. There is also a sign of divergence here on the stochastics. I think it's going to push for 8,000. So I'm kind of considering myself to liquidate some and to get back in at a lower price. We're looking at 8,000. At the same time, there's also the possibility of this. So it's very unpredictable. I think 8,000 is more likely than that. And I mean, it's just, to be honest with you, when I look at the daily chart, I have no idea whatsoever what's going on. If I look at the H4 and the daily, I know it's definitely trying to find some kind of support. And I can tell that it's lacking of volume. The first signs that you see, it may be a volume expansion followed by the actual direction, so do not be deceived by what could be happening. If we look at it on a very macro aspect, it is still, you see, that it needs to be above this low. Anything above here, any reverse above of this point would actually be something very bullish. Okay, so I suppose going one better, we could count all the greens in this area, and on first glance, I think it would be quite balanced. For those of you who do not know what to do with it, I think the best action is just to stay put. And if you are not in, let's say if you have the access to additional funds, look out for opportunities to buy at 8,000. Look out for stability on the H1, the M30 before deciding to buy. Like a reversal candle would be great. And then on the daily, okay, actually if we went in here, we're looking at something around the 8,400 as an immediate target zone. Beyond that, we're looking at here, the 8,800. I tried looking at news sites, can't really find much information as to why it's behaving this way. So again, if you're investing in Bitcoin, look out for the levels of 8,000 and 7,300. Some of you may want to sell and get back in, but if you do not know what you're doing, just stay put. Bye for now.